Hello and welcome everybody, it's Wes here, and today we have a new camera device for the channel. Hopefully the picture quality will improve a little bit over the last phone option that I had. Alright, pretty happy to have this because so far it has been a hell of a lot more compatible with YouTube than my phone. Alright, so I'm just praying this is going to go without a hitch. It looks like the quality is good and the picture looks good. All right. One of the reasons I had to get this was because on my old phone, there was just for some reason, it could not figure out how to play the video correctly. It would either squeeze my face or stretch it this way. It would do all kinds of weird things. But I'm praying that those days are behind me at this point. But anyways, to the video, we're doing If You're Not Talking With Them, which is about an ex-partner. So if you don't have one, this may not be your cup of tea. But for those of you who do have an ex, and you do have some curiosity about them, then I don't know, maybe we'll see if something comes out in these messages today. All right, if you need to find the timestamps for this video, they're in the comments section down below. Just look for my name. It'll be highlighted and pinned. Show more info, and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever sign you want to watch. All right. Those are there for your convenience, so please use them. All right. My email can also be found in the description box of this video if you need to get a hold of me for a personal reading, or you just want to leave some constructive feedback about something. All right. Last but not least, please remember, tarot messages won't apply to every last person. All right, there's lots of great readers on YouTube, so if my message doesn't resonate with you, don't force it. Please don't. All right, there's something for everyone out there, so just like I said, check out a different reader if my messages don't resonate. All right, it is about an ex-partner, somebody that I intend for you to have had some contact with in 3 to 6 months, or a year at latest, all right? But if this person's been out of the picture for longer than that, unlikely these reads will apply, but hey, it's a free country, so do what you want to do, all right? We're getting close to Christmas, so hopefully everybody's in the holiday cheer spirit. But I do understand, I guess, for some of my international viewers that some of you may not celebrate Christmas, and that's okay. But here in the US we do. All right. I really wanted to get one of those elf on the shelf things, you know. I saw it at the gas station, but it was a little out of my budget. I was like, $40. I'm not paying $40 for a plastic elf, although it would look pretty good on the channel. And I also acquired this is not a sponsorship for Red Bull. Just kidding. It's Fuji apple and ginger. It's pretty good. For those of you who have not tried it, get as many as you can. Because once it's gone, but it's really good. All right. Fuji apple, very good. All right, let's do this. I'm rambling here. And thanks for anybody that leaves likes on my channel or comments. You know who you are. I've got a couple people that have been visiting the channel for years, so I do appreciate all of you. Aries. How you doing, Aries? All right, I changed the format up a little bit. So hopefully I can do this without a hitch. Tell us about the person, or what can we know about the person that's not talking with Aries? What can we know? So it says the Queen of Pentacles. Tell us about this Queen of Pentacles for Aries. It says Two of Swords. Okay. So this would suggest it's a person that's thinking something about you, Aries. All right. This person may see qualities about you that they feel are quite stable or practical. All right. For the sake of time, I don't think I'm going to clarify the swords, but maybe. We'll see what else comes up in the reading. If I don't really know where this person's going, I'll clarify the swords. But for now, it's a person that is contemplating a heavy decision of some sort, or you're on their mind. They're weighing something out about you. All right. Generally, when I see this kind of pairing, it would probably imply that there's this, what this person's more looking for is, it would likely suggest somebody that is in their 30s, 40s, or 50s and later age, less likely to be younger, less likely to be show immaturity, because anytime somebody's seeking out pinnacle energy, there's generally some sense of wanting stability or groundedness. All right. Basically, what it's saying is, getting real tired of going to the bar every night and getting hammered and bringing home a new woman every night. Maybe I just need one. Maybe Aries could do that. Just kidding. Hopefully it's not a person like that, but who knows these days? How does this person that's not talking with Aries feel about Aries? How do they feel? Wow. The Four of Wands. This person apparently definitely feels that you and them could be a thing. The only thing that's missing right now is just that little thing right there. Right there. Looks like this person is establishing your role quite early here. So immediately I'm going to get a sense that this person is looking for a long-term connection. Now, important to remember that just because somebody wants that in the heat of the moment doesn't mean to say it'll last forever, but hey, it's showing energy of that. You know, this is you're like, I know I left 30 times, but this time for real, it really is. Aries, are you sure? Why are they not talking with Aries? It says Four of Pentacles reversed, so that is a card of moving on, separation, but it's generalized here, so who knows? Maybe they think you left and moved on. But that is a detachment energy. This person may feel that the opportunity is past. What is this person wanting? This person is not talking to Aries. What are they wanting? It says the Hangman. Why does this person want the Hangman? Tell us about it. So it says the Six of Swords. So this is actually important what it's saying here. It gives us a clue, because it's essentially saying that this person wants to reevaluate how to move things to calmer waters. How do I get Aries into the boat without Aries kicking and screaming? Now, in all seriousness, this probably suggests that this has been an issue in the past, that this person may have had some progression issues with you. In other words, it didn't go as smooth as butter, and the only thing now to figure out is, how do I get around that problem? All right. That can tell us that there was potentially friction between the both of you. Maybe you didn't like something this person was doing or how they're acting. For some of you, that can go to quite extremes. I've heard a lot. I do read the comments, all right? So I hear that some people have had these nightmare relationships but the tarot does, sometimes I do ask the tarot for advice when reading, and it does caution all the time to not read extremes, because oftentimes that's not really the message it's trying to get out. All right. Now, when I asked it today, it was suggesting that it was leading towards potentially manifestation or new beginnings of some sort, and that's what the focus should be, and to not jump to conclusions. Because normally I would say that this is probably a person you've had a bit of a problem with, but then again, I don't know for fact. I know this person that's showing here once, it looks like to reconnect with you. It does kind of suggest they feel things have moved on, but this is positive because it does kind of tell us that there's a part of them potentially wondering how to make something work or how they could make it work. All right. This can also, even if it wasn't about fighting arguments, could suggest that there was barriers between the both of you. All right. Just wasn't the right time. Okay, we've got a cat at the door. I just gotta let it in. Oh my God. Here's the culprit right here. So we got Chief in the house. All right, gonna be a cat. All right, let's finish reading. Sorry, I'm getting way distracted here. What is holding this person that's not talking with Aries back? What's holding them back? I think we've already established this person is contemplating wanting to come around. Oh, God. What would the tarot suggest is holding this person that's not talking to Aries back? Oh, fuck me. All right. Let's try a different deck. What is holding them back from coming towards Aries? That's all I want to know. This is a new question that I asked, and immediately when I changed the format, it has a problem with it. It's like, that wasn't supposed to be part of the reading. What is holding this person that's not talking with Aries back? Can we just get one card? A clue. Okay, a card comes out. It says the Emperor reversed. What would be the issue with the Emperor being reversed? Eight of Cups reversed. Well, that's even worse. All right. This almost implies here with that combination, Aries, that what is holding this person back, and it might give us a clue about this Two of Swords, is that there's some, I would assume some belief this person has that there's potentially a negative perception about them if they were to come around back to you. The Eight of Cups, when it's reversed, oftentimes indicates a person either hasn't found something better, the grass wasn't greener on the other side, all right, or maybe there was options or something, but they didn't really find what they're looking for there, all right. There's other situations when the person leaves the connection and they're trying to, maybe it's for good reasons, it's just, you guys are not working, right? But it's signaling a return to come back to something. But the problem with that is it sometimes says that even though a person does that, coming back to you, it's almost implying that they have awareness that there's certain factors or issues that are still going to be there or still going to pop up, which is most certainly why this person's thinking of a way around it. But the Emperor reversed here is also pretty negative because it's telling us that that can be a person that I don't personally believe they see themselves like that, but you've probably told them. For some of you, may have given them the impression that there's qualities about them that you weren't too fond of. We'll just say it like that, right? Emperor reverse can be somebody seen as a bad leader or somebody that, doesn't stick with their decisions. They change their mind a lot. They can be selfish, not really concerned about the other party. I don't know I don't want to make this person sound like a bastard, All right. Tarot told me not to do that, so I'm going to try to avoid that. But this probably suggests this person feels like if they were to come back around, you may not receive them very well. All right. What is the positive overall for this reading, Aries? This person does seem to be looking at long-term qualities, whoever they are. All right. What's attracting them to you is something you're doing, whether it's you're being like a homebody or someone that's just doing your work. You're doing something that would suggest stability, or you have a very kind of not a chaotic life. All right. There are people out there that live those fucking crazy lives where it's like they're at the gym 7 days a week. They're running 2 different businesses. They got this, they got that, they got blah blah blah. That's not really, I don't think what this person's looking for. They're looking for something more grounded, more just functional, stable, whatever. All right. Something simple. Okay. If you have kids with this person, or you're separated for that reason, that would be in this particular reading, a very strong indication this person is somebody that want to reconnect again. But again, don't it's tarot reading, so don't buy too much into that. But it could be suggesting something around that. All right. What's holding this person back overall, Aries? I think that this can indicate somebody that has, again, qualities that you got frustrated with, or an image that you've kind of built up that this person may have qualities you just don't want to be around anymore. Like, you're just like, yeah, you left me, you screwed me. If this was a divorced person, again, Emperor reverse can also just talk about a bad leader, a bad father figure, bad husband that left the picture, right? If you're male for this reading, you can just flip it. But if that is the case, this person, it seems, wants to try and improve things or make it better. Hey, I know our marriage will never be the same, but maybe we can work on things a little bit. This seems like that energy, all right? Anyways, that's what I got for you, Aries. Take it or leave it. Leave a like if you got something out of that. And also leave me some feedback if you approve of the new camera, all right? It only costs like $1,200, so hopefully it's worth it. Man, all right, let's go to Taurus. I'm gonna get Taurus. 18. Taurus. Hope all my Taurus are doing great today. It is Friday. Doing some Rebecca Black there for you. Hope you liked it. All right. I wish I could play that song right now, but YouTube would copyright the living shit out of me, so I can't do that. You used to back in the day, but not anymore. Tell us about the person our Taurus are not talking to. Who's this person, and what can I know about them? Or what can we know about this person? So it says the Hierophant. What do we need to know about the Hierophant? So it says the Nine of Pentacles. So it's loosely just describing someone here, Taurus, that is single, most certainly has a conformist routine of some sort. All right. This pairing would kind of describe that this is most certainly a person that has some type of direction, path, and they're either working towards something. I would expect that this person has routines of some sort, goals. Why am I telling you this? Because if you're thinking of somebody as a total bum, They're doing drugs and alcohol or dicking around. They're not showing up here. This energy would describe someone that is potentially even looking for marriage, somebody that could or has the ability to lead there, or someone that is working on themselves. Nine of Pentacles is a strong energy, and Hierophant can definitely talk about traditional things. It also suggests somebody looking for marriage. Okay. 9 is 1 away from 10, which tells us, again, I'm on the market. Are you interested? 10% off if we go on a date tonight. I know Taurus wouldn't be able to say no from a bargain. 10% off? I'm sold. All right. Tell us about how does this person feel towards Taurus? This person that's not talking with Taurus. I feel like I'm struggling with that deck. It's supposed to be my main deck, but it's just, I don't know. How does this person that's not talking with Taurus feel about Taurus? Can I please get a card? Okay, we've got a card. We have the Knight of Wands. This person wants to come towards you or has interest to do so. All right. What else can we know about this person and how they feel about Taurus? So the 7 of Wands here. Both of this pairing is suggesting somebody that wants to fight or move towards something here. We have Justice, but I'm not going to take it. All right, so this person, whoever they are, has definite interest in you. But we're going to ask the questions immediately as to why they're not approaching you. So that's kind of all I want to know at this point. Why are they not talking with Taurus if they're interested in Taurus? Says the Devil reversed. So there is some sort of detachment energy here. What are they then wanting with Taurus if they're detached? It says clarity, or they want to reconnect or communicate again. An opportunity to talk some things out. Tell us more about 7 of Wands and their feelings. So we have the 10 of Pentacles here. So we essentially have somebody that doesn't quite want to give up on something. And I just talked about this being 1 away from the 10 of Pentacles. So somewhere you fit into that, all right? I personally feel that you're potentially an option. So this could be for Taurus, that this person may still feel that you are an option. The 7 of Wands, the only thing that I'm interested in about that is that it can tell about somebody that's not quite willing to just let something go. Even if they left a situation, it could be someone that's still interested in trying to make something work or reconnect and give it another go. It's that kind of energy, all right? And it's pairing with somebody that would do that. So to me, this seems like a person that maybe hasn't had enough yet of you. All right, but it is kind of showing the devil reversed. That would probably tell us that there was maybe a period where things had some problems. All right. The devil, whenever it's upright, it's never good in any context. So it would tell us that there was something going on that probably wasn't very healthy between the both of you. I just don't know what. I mean, it could be like, for example, something as simple as two people just doing drugs all day. Well, maybe they share that common mission to want to get high or whatever like that, but it doesn't mean to say it's healthy. The devil energy can talk about like keeping people in a fucking cycle like that forever, all right? But it can also just talk about unhealthy behaviors, like one person's dominating the other, and I don't know, the other person just thinks it's normal. Well, that's again another situation where the devil energy can show up because it's clearly not normal, not supposed to be like that, all right? But it's showing the reversal here, which tells us that whatever it was seemed to have resolved itself, all right? Somebody broke the illusion. So somebody realized, you know what, this is probably not a good idea, I'm going to leave, all right? But to me, this seems like a person that may have potentially changed something about themselves, all right, and is wanting to come back around. But this also tells us that there's some type of clarity or talking about things, all right? It is getting transparency. So this person, in my opinion, is somebody that wants to potentially reconnect. But I think it would be more so to kind of clarify maybe where you and them are both at, So it's kind of like if stars align, then maybe it could work again type thing. It may also suggest that what's holding them back is that either, as I said, like they're wanting clarity on something, they don't have that, or they haven't had an opportunity to really get clarity over something, all right? Maybe they don't know where you stand, all right? How would Taurus see this person if they came back around unexpectedly? So it says the 8 of Swords. So apparently if this person was to come back around, it would put you in your mind. Okay. 8 of Swords is not good here because it tells us that you would be overthinking a lot of different things, but probably not for the better. All right. This would be, I don't know if I should. I don't know. Well, blah, blah, blah. What, I don't know. Why are they here? What are they doing? What up? So this tells me that this could be a Taurus that would immediately, as I said, I mean, because if somebody, if you're waiting for someone that's like the love of your life or a romantic partner or somebody that really gives you butterflies or does something to turn you on, this is really not something that you want to be in because it kind of implies as building a mental prison. So if this person has caused issues before, or maybe you don't trust them, this is especially if you don't trust this person, it would put you in this kind of energy. So, and I also, if you are a Taurus that has the tendency to live in your mind a lot or overthink a lot or worry a lot, then this could be a person that, like I said, has done that to you in the past where they have the tendency to really get your mind going, right? Yeah, I'm going to leave the reading there, all right? That's what I got for you, Taurus. All right. What is the positive out of this reading? This is a person that seems to be interested in a long-term connection. All right. It's showing them in strong energy, whatever they're doing. All right. It's showing that there's priorities or things that they're looking for, attributes. In other words, they're decisive about what they want. All right. Again, their feelings suggest interest towards you. The only problem, roadblock here, as I pointed out, is some detachment here, which the person recognizes that could be a factor that things have already detached and moved on. This person does seem to want to talk, like open some line of communication or have transparency or communication over something, which seems to be keeping them stuck, probably because it hasn't happened, right? But the tarot is suggesting some of you would probably be a bit apprehensive towards this person coming around. So, I don't know. Good luck to you, Taurus. That's what I got for you. I just don't know about them. I just don't know if I want them. Gemini, tell us about the person our Geminis are not talking to. A card comes out. It says judgment. Why does it describe this person as judgment? This is a person that's wanting another beginning with you. You, them, and whatever is in those cups. For some of you, that's probably just some iced tea. And for others of you, it's straight grain alcohol. All right. I don't drink, so it'd probably be some iced tea for me. But I've said this once before, and I'll say it again, and it just drives me nuts because all tarot cards have different stories with the images, and I've never understood this card because it looks like I can't tell if that's a guy or a girl. Is it two girls or is it a guy? Because when I did my research, apparently this is a guy. What do you guys think? Is it a guy or is it a girl? There's no ways. That can't be a guy. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So this person. So judgment can be declaration for new beginnings. So this person seems to be interested in a relationship. How does this person feel about Gemini? Let's have a new start. 10 of Cups reversed. Well, that's not so good. This does kind of indicate this person feels that there's a bit of an emotional detachment between the both of you. Actually, we don't need to clarify that. All right. This can also give us a clue that you and them might have had a pretty good connection at one point. Maybe it was the phone calls or the way they laughed or told you some stupid joke that was really annoying that nobody else laughed at, but it got you laughing. I don't know. Okay, it's things like that can generally form those nice little bonds where things go well. You're content with this person. But when that evaporates, it's generally because friction has developed or there's certain things that have, for whatever reason, interrupted the connection and caused, an erosion of those feelings. All right. So this person feels like there could be a strong disconnect now between the both of you. Bummer. Why are they not talking with Gemini? This person that's not talking with Gemini. So we have this king here. It's horizontal. Well, actually, I'm not going to clarify it because I already know there's going to be, it'll change the meaning quite, just trust me on that. All right. So this is a person that is also questioning their feelings towards you. Now, the problem, that what's tricky about this is that this can imply that this person is questioning whether they really do love you or care about you, or they don't. The other side of this is the question of, do you love them or you don't? All right. This person may be wondering, if you still have interest in them. All right. Unfortunately, there's really no ways for me to know definitively which way it's going on that. So I think there's some questioning, again, about emotions, on whether there is still romantic interest on your part. That's what my gut tells me. All right. Okay, because this is almost suggesting they want a connection, which tells me that it's more likely it's upright. All right. What is this well, I was going to ask, what is this person wanting, but it's already evident on what they want. Tarot's already told us. What is holding this person back? Person that's not talking with Gemini. Oh my God. So we have Hermit, and we have the Seven of Cups. All right. So this person seems to be a little bit in the dark, or a bit confused, clouded, or unsure. All right. Both of these cards tell us about thinking, possibilities, in some cases, worst case scenarios, fantasies, but I don't think that applies here. Why this energy would probably be showing is because this person doesn't seem to have answers to certain things. Most likely where you stand. I mean, if you guys aren't talking, then how would they? I mean, I don't know. Unless you still have them on your social media, then maybe they could find out that way. But if that's not the case, then this person probably really doesn't know where you stand. All right? Maybe in the past, Gemini, you reached out to them and would give them little clues about where you're, I don't know. I still care. Maybe you stopped doing that. And so this person really doesn't know. So it's implying that this person doesn't seem to know where you stand here, and that's what's holding them back. How would Gemini feel towards this person if they came back around? It says some of you wouldn't be interested in starting it. Knight of Wands reverse. Well, let me rephrase that. All right. Knight of Wands here reverse can say that some of you would actually be lukewarm. All right. The card does actually talk about people that do approach things, but they don't stick around for long. So this could be a Gemini that might be, you might entertain it, but you may not be serious about it. In other words, if this person came around, you may have a bias that this person's a waste of time already, but there's still some side of you that's curious about them, so you may put your foot in, but not your whole body type thing. All right, so that is a hesitant energy there. So if this person came around, it's suggesting you be hesitant. What is the reason Gemini would be hesitant towards this person? I'm not talking to them. Well, it says the Ten of Swords here. So apparently you weren't too thrilled with potentially how this person treated you the last time. I don't know, for some of you may have potentially asked this person for some roses, and this person gave you that instead. And that may, I don't know, maybe 10 Swords did it, Like, it's like, I suppose it was overkill after 3 Swords, but this person really just wanted to finish the job. Anyways, in all seriousness, Gemini, what do we learn from this reading? You've got a person here that is romantically interested in you, questioning your feelings about, I would think that this is, again, as I said earlier, I do care about Gemini, but I'm just not so sure Gemini feels the same way about me. If something like this did happen, when there was a bad ending, or you felt that this person really kind of stopped caring, or I don't know, That could have also caused those, you know, strong bonds, those feelings, those romantic feelings to cave. All right, that could be why this person's questioning things. All right. Also, in any situation, even if it's a lighter energy, if you felt this person let you down, then that could be another reason. All right. I'm not really seeing this person doing anything right now because it's suggesting they're still kind of a little bit lost here, puzzled. And I think it's because they don't know where you stand on things. All right. That's what I got for you, Gemini. Good luck. Cancer. I hope all my crabs are doing good. Tell me about the person our Cancers are not talking to. Who is this person and what can we know about them? It shows us a King of Pentacles. So this may be a earth sign of some sort. On the positive side of the spectrum, this could be somebody that is trying to focus on anything to do with family, anything to try and, anything looking at money, finances, building a career, starting a career, wanting to be in a household, wanting to be involved with kids, anything around that. All right, if this is a person that you know is only interested in going to the bars and the clubs or something like that and has no interest in any of those things I just said, then this is less likely them showing up here. All right, just reading. Even if you feel that this person doesn't mean it, if they've told you that in the past, that, oh, I want a family, well, maybe they really do, but just their method of making that happen is just not the best, all right? But overall, it's good energy, all right? Could be a mature person as well, somebody in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or, yeah, something around there. Someone established, or someone just comfortable where they're at or what they're doing. Less likely, but this person may also have a deep desire. Well, okay, everybody has a desire for money, but this is somebody that really puts it first, all right? Because you do get a lot of people in life that are like, well, money's not everything. You know, I'm comfortable with what I have. This is a person that probably wouldn't be happy with that. To be like, no, we need more. I don't want a regular car. I want a bigger car. I don't want an apartment. I want a house. I don't want to work for someone. I want to be my own boss. I'm a boss, baby. A boss. All right. Have you heard my mixtape yet? Okay, all right, I'll shut up. Let's do the fucking reading. I can't handle his bullshit much longer, Captain. All right. How does this person feel about Cancer? This person that's not talking with Cancer, this boss. How does they feel? Hangman. How else do they feel about Cancer? Card rocketed out. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Oh no. That's not good. Tell us about the Hangman. We have Emperor. Oh, this person's definitely comparing themselves to you, it seems. Why is the Queen of Pentacles reversed? Why is Cancer reversed here? The Four of Cups. Oh boy. This seems a compatibility problem immediately, Cancer, where it is almost implying that there seems to be a queen here that's really just not seeing the compatibility with this king. It would be like, I know we look the same and we probably breathe the same air. We typically like the same music, and I understand that we have a lot of other things in common, but you're just, there's just something about you that just doesn't work. All right. This Four of Cups is talking about a queen that has been disappointed. Just didn't meet Cancer's standards. It didn't get the seal of approval. All right. Now, there could be a lot of reasons for this, Cancer. This could be talking about a past partner who really just failed to deliver, especially if they made a lot of promises they couldn't keep. If that was the case, this could have been a disappointed queen that was sitting under the tree. All right. Why am I thinking that? Because this Hangman going to Emperor tells us that this person's having some type of perspective or shift in thinking about, why would they be having a contemplation around this? This probably tells us that this person's aware that there were certain things about them that you weren't too satisfied with, and their new thinking is, how do I change that? All right. In my personal opinion, this seems like a reading where it's a person that is trying to figure out what qualities you would find appealing about them. In other words, how do I make myself pop around Cancer? Because evidently, whatever I did the last time didn't seem to really work. All right. So this could be a past partner that you are really stuck on for a while that's now trying to reinvent themselves. Wait till you see me now. Gonna wish you never left me. Why is this king not talking with Cancer right now? All right, we've got the Queen of Swords. This person may feel you're defensive towards them, Cancer. You know, every time they come around, you're holding, you're holding a loaded shotgun that may send the wrong message to them. Maybe Cancer's just a little cautious around me. I mean, look at that sour face right there. That's the face of, I'll cut you. So the Queen here can tell us that, yes, she does have a heart. It is there somewhere, but she generally doesn't wear it on her sleeve. All right. This kind of suggests she may have trust issues, or it's a person, in this case, you, the audience, who probably would look at this person with a little bit of, it would be like, what is that expression? One eye open, one eye shut. Kind of suggesting you can't trust them, or you just don't, you're questioning their motives. So this seems like a Cancer that would be a little bit skeptical about this person, which again reinforces the potential idea that this person didn't follow through with whatever they did the last time. Or maybe they did try, it just didn't work out, and it was just a disaster, however they executed it. Why would Cancer be so defensive towards this person? Why would it suggest disappointment or problems? So it says the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. So you may have felt that dealing with this person at times felt like it was impossible, This energy can describe somebody almost to a point having to defend their position the whole time. Or, you know, I don't know. You know, they get backed in the corner a lot. You get frustrated because you have to kind of defend your own position. Otherwise, you get walked over. So this person could have been a dominant person that collided with you because they got annoyed when you were pushing back or, you know, disagreeing with things that they wanted to do. All right. So you may have found that this person at some point became very exhausting to deal with. And in worst case scenarios for some of you, there could have been frequent fighting or disagreements. All right. So I'm getting the picture with this reading that this person really wasn't causing that emotional flower inside to bloom. It was more stomping it out or something like that. And what we had as a byproduct is this queen that seems to be very guarded or defensive towards them. All right. What is holding this person back right now? It goes over the Nine of Wands. It says the King of Wands reversed. Well, so this person is suggesting isn't taking any action because it went over this Nine of Wands. So they're expecting resistance out of you. So they're almost weighing out in some ways, what's the point? All right. I'll ask one more card here. This may not be relevant, but if this person did come around to Cancer, how would Cancer react to them? Or how would Cancer react to this person or feel about that? Do have this Two of Swords here. Wow, it goes to the Queen of Wands, though. So some of you may be interested if this person did come around. Why would it suggest that? Because of an ending of conflict, and it goes to the Queen of the Swords. Here's my final impression here, Cancer. All right. As I briefly, well, I've kind of discussed everything you need to know, but overall, it's a king that seems to potentially have found some shift in life, or maybe they believe that, right? They seem to be reevaluating their actions, behavior, or image of some sort, with the Emperor energy going to the Hangman, all right? Or trying to at least look at things in a different way. Perhaps there's some reflection about things that you've told them in the past, all right? Like, maybe I have to actually listen to these things if Cancer, otherwise Cancer's not going to listen to me. All right. On your side, it shows heavy resistance to this person or some sort of guarded behavior or some, again, just, it sounds like wariness to me. All right. Also showing disappointment. All right. This person does kind of expect that there could be some type of resistance from you if they did come back around. But according to the tarot, some of you would be interested and be open, despite what it's saying here. But the important part is this Five of Swords reversed, which is an exiting of a loss for everybody, conflict, or mental games. In other words, if that was the case, and we were civil adults, then yeah, maybe I'd be interested in just hearing you out. So maybe this king does have a chance after all. I guess we'll see. All right. This reading would most certainly apply if you had frequent roundabouts with this person. All right. I know I shouldn't, but what's one more spin? Just remember, Cancer, you can't win if you don't play. Yeehaw! All right, your reading's done. Leave a like if you got something out of that. Fucking Arizona lottery. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go to take a piss outside? Leo. How are all the Leos doing? All right. I said earlier in the beginning of the video, but for those of you who have not tried the Red Bull Fuji apple with ginger, it's really good. All right. Tell us about a person our Leos are not talking to. What can we know about this person? It says the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. It's Taurus energy. What can we know about this? So we also have this Fool here. Ooh, I'll take that. I'm going to take that because so far the theme of the readings is people wanting to come back around. And that would be right on cue for this. So this is suggestive here of somebody that is in an evaluation stage of their life, or it is somebody that is rethinking about what they have, looking at what's going well, probably what's not, right? Fool is taking a chance or risk or interest in that. This person is potentially seeing that, you know, something is falling into place, or it might be the right time. All right. You know, everybody goes through phases where it's just not the right time. You got stuff going on, but then sometimes things clear up, things change. You know, last couple months you didn't want a relationship. Now, for whatever reason, you do. So to me, this is probably suggesting something around conditions of change. I don't know why that's strongly coming through. All right. How does this person feel about Leo? Person that's not... What we got here? So we have 8 of Cups here. That was sticking out, so I just took it. How do they feel towards Leo? Let me try this deck. I haven't used it. Says the Star reverse. This pairing is actually kind of negative here. Why is this person... Why is this person that's not talking Leo in this 8 of Cups Star reversed energy? Says because something didn't go well here. All right. So contrary to what I just told you, this still remains. All right. But the puzzle so far is implying that whoever this person is actually in their feelings still kind of in a pessimistic standpoint to you. There's some reflection about walking away here, having to end the situation, trying to search for better things, all right? This also can imply somebody that had to leave, all right? Like, I mean, if the tiger doesn't want you, or I guess for some of you are like, I'm a lion, all right? Well, if the tiger or lion didn't want you, then perhaps you kind of had to depart from the picture, right? So some of you may have lost interest in this person or just had enough of them, I don't know, and told them it's done, okay? There's something around that, having to leave the situation here, all right? Given that it's the readings about if they're not talking with you, this probably implies they had to leave, all right? Or there is a potential for regret of having to leave, all right? But this energy here tells us bad times. 3 of Cups reversed, right? It's the opposite of things going well. So it really implies something unexpected kind of just, I don't know, fell through here. The Star reverse can also talk about difficulty resolving something, all right? It is a healing energy in the tarot, and it can be wishful thinking or kind of having a wish come true, depending on how you read it, all right? It is a spiritual card in the tarot. It's supposed to be positive, but the reversal can generally talk about spiritual disharmony, somebody that is struggling with something, they're having a hard time letting go of something. So this tells me a person that is having that somewhat of a difficult time letting go of a Leo. Like, it kind of sucks. Maybe I shouldn't have told Leo I had 20 women lined up when I really didn't. Does ChatGPT count? Did you really have 20 girlfriends lined up? They were all AI girlfriends. Oh. That would make sense. Can you imagine that? Like, we're going to that future where it's like, hey, you know, I'm in love with my AI girlfriend, so I'm gonna have to end this relationship. I'm so sorry. Like, that's actually gonna be reality in the future. Like, people are actually gonna do that. That's crazy. Whatever. Why is this person not talking with Leo? It says death. Alright. Death is a little confusing here because it can suggest a new beginning with this card, but it is also showing endings. Alright. It does sometimes talk about losses, things being burnt down to the ground. Alright. That generally, from a human standpoint, is quite negative, but in the tarot it does talk about foundations being cleared for something new to be rebuilt on top of it, right? But this is why this person's not talking, so it kind of tells us because things have ended, all right? I think this person, nonetheless, does see potential that would synergize with this card, but it doesn't seem to be there yet. What is this person wanting with Leo? I don't know. So we do have this page here. Hey, it's me! I got my fish in there. Anything's possible. You and me. So this card can suggest somebody that is in a very playful state, but it also describes a non-serious perspective where they're throwing around ideas about, it could be. Maybe we're supposed to be married. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry, what? Oh, just saying, you know. I bought a wedding ring and I don't know. I just bought it and I thought of you and I didn't know what to do with it. So, do you want it? Just saying. Just kidding. It's somebody that can be like do stupid stuff like that. You know, where they're it's like a degree of flirtation, but it's also kind of trial and error of just seeing where somebody's at. So it's suggesting this person wants that. I mean, there's only one reason a person will come around doing that is because they want something more than that. Okay. What is holding this person back from coming towards Leo? A card comes over this page. Two cards. I'm not going to take these because there's two cards. I'm not reading multiple cards today. What is holding this person back from coming towards Leo? One card, please. Here we go. This one goes with the death. It says Six of Pentacles, the equal give and take. Why is that a problem? It says the Emperor reversed. Well, How would Leo see this person or feel if this person came back around to Leo? Says justice reversed. So it's saying, well, that's pretty negative there. So here's the snag here, Leo. Let me explain. So this is implying in some ways that there's a bit of a problem that if this person was to come around and suggest, you would see it as imbalanced or unfair, or there's something about this person where you just don't feel that you two are aligned, right? Justice, when it's reversed in extreme cases, can talk about people that argue and fight with each other, cannot agree. Sometimes it can talk about affairs, cheating in the past. It can talk about where a Leo feels that this person was doing something that was really uncalled for or stupid that was never quite resolved. And so even though that things you guys separated, it's still there. Like, you lied to me. You know, most times if you ask a person 3 years later, they're still harping on about how that person lied to them. It's like that. So it's saying that this person, you may feel, again, coming back to, maybe you told them not to leave or move on because you were sick of it. So that shows that's kind of negative here. And the Emperor reverse is also negative because it can talk about somebody that would do just that. Somebody that could have been difficult or problematic. All right. Emperor is supposed to be somebody that is a reasonable, balanced leader, you know, gets along with people, is a people's person, looks out for others, has those qualities. There's some reversal energy here. All right. So this person may be aware that trying to give to you or establish that equal give and take with you is a little bit more difficult than it is. All right. This is kind of like also like if I could give like a realistic example, it's like somebody that brings somebody flowers that just isn't interested. It's like you can bring them flowers. That's a form of generosity, but it doesn't mean that you want those flowers. Some people just leave them sitting there. Like, I don't want them. All right. So what caused the Emperor to be reversed? So it says the Ace of Swords reversed. So this can talk about lack of transparency or things being hidden, all right? It can also talk about sometimes a degree of lying or somebody that may have said things, didn't follow through with it. Like, I have a ton of money, lots of it. We're going to be happily ever after. And turns out, actually, I don't. There's no money there whatsoever, all right? I know you moved across states to come here, and yeah, I don't have that money. Sorry. That would piss somebody off, right? It can also talk about somebody telling you things that they want or selling you things like that and then not following through with it. So there could have been qualities with this person that unfortunately angered you for some of you. Or you just felt weren't very mature, all right? How to resolve this? A card comes over the Emperor reversed. It's Queen of Pentacles. I don't know what that's saying though. Why the Queen of Pentacles? What can we know about that? Why does that resolve it? So it says world here. The only thing I can think of with that, Leo, is suggesting some type of interest towards them that it could work. All right. It does suggest with that combination somebody that wants to see something thrive, work, also be positive, ready to, well, settle down type thing. But again, it doesn't really resolve the problem if you have a disconnect with this person. Anyways, I don't unfortunately have the time to really go too much into that. My overall impression here, Leo, is that this is a person that, yes, does still have interest in you. I think there is some disappointment with this person, a lot of reflection about something that probably happened. Maybe they wished it would have went in a different way. All right. This may be a person that has difficult, that gets into like, gets themselves into problems or something, and then doesn't know what to do with it after. Maybe I shouldn't have said this or done that. I don't know. All right. It does reflect that there's been some disappointment or something that just failed in the connection at some point. All right. I suspect that this person had to move on. All right. But some of you might say, well, they just left on their own. I don't know. All right. This person does, again, seems to want to kind of entertain something playful with you if the opportunity presented. Right. I think there is some intention for equal give and take. But you got to remember with this card, all right, it's not just them showering you and doing everything. It would be reciprocal. In other words, you're doing stuff for them too. All right. And when you get these situations, if it's a Leo that's kind of, I don't really trust you and all this kind of stuff, generally the problem is this is not occurring. It would be one-sided at that point. Right. Okay. So, but I don't know. You be the judge there, Leo. It does kind of almost imply that you would be a little bit apprehensive about this person coming around, and it could be relating to past things that happened that you're just not willing to let go of. All right. The Tarot's recommending essentially you do the opposite of that, but I would suspect that a lot of you are not going to do that. But anyways, good luck. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you got something out of that. All right. And that's, like I said, only if this person was to come around. But maybe just leave the past be the past. Virgo. How are my lovely Virgos doing? All right. Let's do this, Virgo. Who's the person that's not talking with Virgo? Probably need to split the deck here. Person that Virgo is not talking to. So, 4 of Swords. So we got some Libra energy here. This may be a person that moved away from you quite a while ago, all right? The fact that the 4 of Swords is reversed here indicates that this is something that has ended. It was in the process of healing and moving on, and now it's past that. That phase is over. So it's somebody that's been in the past that you've moved on from. They've moved on from you. How does this person feel about Virgo? This person does show some sort of disappointment. Remember when I had this great time with Virgo and Virgo used to make me Sammys every time I came home from a long shift at work? I'm just kidding. Some of you was like, I only made them ramen noodles. Bummer. I remember I had an ex-girlfriend. This is like, we're talking a long time ago, like probably 13, 14 years ago at this point. And I was the only one working. And I came home one day and I was like, why didn't you ever make me food? And she's like, I do make you food. I said, well, you always make noodles and stuff, and that's just like in the microwave. And she said, because I don't know how to cook, Wes. I don't know how to cook. That's how she said it to me. I was like, in my head, I was like, no! Oh, man. I was like, you mean to tell me I gotta cook? God damn it. Anyways. How else does this person feel about Virgo? Person that's not talking with Virgo. We have 4 of Cups. I'm going to take that. All right. I think this person's disappointed, Virgo, about they're thinking about the past here. There's heavy reflection of past energy here. It is water energy, so something about the emotions are swaying back and forth. Remember the good times, the good times, the good times. Remember about what you had, what you had. Ignore all the bad stuff, bad stuff. Okay, so something from some emotions are driving this person at this point. I would assume that this person may not have found something better, or perhaps they've had a stagnation point where maybe, you know, like I said, maybe they were expecting to be in another relationship, or I don't know, maybe at one point they had a lot of other women or guys coming around them, and now they've just hit a block. All right. Sometimes when people get in those kind of blocks, they start to reflect on past people. That's my thinking here. All right. Why is this person not talking with Virgo? This person that moved on. It says King of Wands reversed. What is causing the King to be reversed here? So we have this moon here. There's uncertainty. So this king is choosing deliberately not to take action. All right. When the king is reversed in the tarot, and it's especially in the wands energy, it's conflicting, because this king normally is someone that knows exactly what they want. And they go after it to go get it. All right. It describes a mature person oftentimes, that when they're passionate about something, they go after those things. All right. You know, if this person likes riding Harley Davidson motorcycles, they're going to find themselves a biker chick. They're not going to settle for any chick. Why? Because that's what they want. All right? I don't care what other people think. That's what I want. All right? When this king's reversed, though, it's talking about confliction. They don't really know. Maybe I shouldn't. That talks about confidence problems, doubting oneself, not sure, maybe I shouldn't. And it's showing the moon here, which tells us there's a lot of things about the road ahead this person doesn't know. Maybe Virgo doesn't like me anymore. Probably doesn't care. Nobody cares. Maybe I shouldn't have left Virgo. That was dumb. Shows, so there's some degree of inaction, all right? A lack of clarity with this person. What are they wanting with Virgo? Person that's not... So we have 6 of Cups here. I'm going to take that. What is this person wanting with Virgo? Wow, we get the 2 of Cups. The reason I took this 6 of Cups is because it's talking about nostalgia, which is really important with this pairing here. Because that's exactly what this person will be doing. It's talking about the finer times that we both shared, you and I. Maybe this reading would pair nicely with that G-Eazy Him and I song. All right. While that may not be factually accurate to how things went in reality, perhaps in this person's emotional mind, that's how it was going. Him and I, blah, 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 blah. However that song goes, I don't know the lyrics. All right, but look it up. That would give you context for the song. All right. Definitely getting that kind of energy here. 2 of Cups. Union, bonding card. You and I again. So this person is nostalgic about perhaps me and you need to reconnect. But again, there's a block here. If this person came around to Virgo, how would Virgo feel about it? How would you feel about it? A card comes out. It says the Hangman. Why? What would Virgo, what would be on Virgo's mind with the Hangman energy towards this person? Seven of Swords. Well, some of you may not trust this person. All right. The Seven of Swords can talk about someone that you may feel is plotting. Well, not plotting, but scheming or being crafty. All right. In other words, they've got ulterior motives. I just don't trust it. All right. Whether that's actually true. All right. There's obviously a wide range of people and personalities. Right. You get some people that are very paranoid, others that are not. You get some people that just don't trust people in general, and others that are more giving with their trust. All right. But the Seven of Swords is a card of deception. It does talk about somebody that's directly trying to sometimes lie to get what they want, or, deceive someone, or, bend the truth a little bit, or do things behind closed doors, So it is a kind of a stealthy, crafty energy. All right. But going to Hangman probably tells us that it would be a Virgo that is trying to figure out if this person's bullshitting you. So it's almost implying that if this person came around, you really wouldn't trust it. Like, why are you here? Well, I just thought I would come check on you, and I was just thinking about the song, G-Eazy, Him and I. I don't believe it. Just don't believe it. What ends if this person played that song for Virgo on the guitar? Wow. It says you would be quite open to that. Bachelorette energy. Look at that handout. Put the fucking ring on. All right, that's what I got for you, Virgo. That was an immediate response right there. God, maybe I gotta go and do that. Go and get the damn acoustic out. Hang on one second. Okay, it's not an acoustic. To my love, to my lover, whatever, however the song goes. Where's the lyrics to this fucking song? So I can just finish this reading. I gotta give you an accurate representation of how this would go for you. Oh, well, it's a duet, so I guess I can't sing the duet part. My 65, speeding up on my PCH, a hell of a ride. All right, doesn't work with the guitar, but whatever. Somewhere, somebody will figure it out, Virgo. All right, that's what I got for you. I think you've got a person here that's nostalgic about you. They do want to come around, but it would appear your attitude seems to be a little bit uncertain or wary about this person. Who knows? I do think, nonetheless, despite whatever this is saying, this person may make, high chance they'll make an appearance or just at least shoot a couple texts or a phone call unexpectedly, just to kind of gauge where you're at. If you're still in some negative mood to them, or maybe, I don't know, you're a little more open to them. All right. Thanks for watching, Virgo. Leave a like if you got something out of that. All right, we got Libra next. Libra. Libra. Tell me about the person our Libras are not talking with. Who is this person? What can you know? Wow, we've got the imagery here with the Ten of Cups. All right. So this may be an individual of some sort that you had a strong connection with, or you felt could have been a family man or a family gal. There's you and them looking at your potential future. All right. I don't know, maybe some of you wanted to introduce some little ones. I like how we've got like one them, one you. All right. So whoever this person is, you may have had a strong connection to, or they had a strong connection with you, or there was some interest around potentially having a future. Ten of Cups, very good energy in the tarot. Okay. Strong connections. It is Cups energy. So it does talk about two people that had at one point the capacity to get along with each other and enjoyed their company, you know, or had a bond of some sort. All right. How does this person that's not talking with Libra feel about Libra? Oh, come on now. So we have Six of Wands, which doesn't make any sense here, but we'll take it. How do they feel towards Libra? Two of Wands at a crossroads. Okay. So we got double Wands energy. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Wanting to start something. Clarify Six of Wands. So it shows the 4 here. The 4 of Swords, which is Libra energy. It's reversed here. Why do they feel Two of Wands? What is the reason for that? So I have Queen of Pentacles here. This person may get the sense here, Libra, that for some of you have just moved on, all right, and done so without any issue or problems, all right. The Six of Wands here describes sometimes a person that can put themselves into the spotlight, all right, but that can be in some ways deceptive in a lot of ways, because it is a person that's in the spotlight. So this could be describing a Libra that gets in the spotlight a lot, or I don't know, does anything around that, all right? You see that there's other people looking, all right? So this kind of implies somebody that's recovered and moved on from something that feels successful, or again, is giving the impression to others that I'm not phased. Things are going well for me, all right? What would that mean in a setting like this? It's basically saying a Libra that is giving the impression that I am unfazed and unbothered. I've moved on. I don't care, all right? The Queen of Pentacles here goes to Two of Wands, which can tell us a choice of partners. In other words, it's you choosing somebody else, or you're uncertain about which way you're going, all right? So this person may have the sense that you're on to different things, all right? Or you're still deciding, all right? It's quite possible they don't even have any idea, all right? So this queen over here, this would be highly fitting of this energy, all right? If we just look from the picture standpoint, because both of the qualities would align, all right? In other words, it's somebody that would align with a family setting, marriage. Okay, I mean, it takes a solid commitment, a foundation, if you really want to have a successful family, all right? It's not like you can just put the kids in the closet. Although YouTube shows me videos that tells me otherwise, but we're not going to talk about those. You know, all these crazy horror stories that are going on. I mean, what the hell? So this person overall is getting the impression that you're probably in the market, or you're looking for someone else, or the Two of Wands can tell us more than one partner to choose from. This person may feel that you have more than one option available to you. All right. You may also be deciding with this card if you're wanting to be single or if you're in a relationship. So this person kind of just gets a sense overall that you're doing okay. You're doing good. You don't need him. You've moved on. All right. Why that matters is because of the impression. If this was if it was upright, would more imply that perhaps you're trying to move on. Okay, but this is suggesting you have. All right. Why is this person not talking with Libra? Why is this person not talking with Libra? Oh, I feel like I'm just not shuffling this damn deck. Whatever, this came out. 8 of Cups. So we got some Pisces energy here. So it's saying this person's not talking because they left. The situation ended. There was also some degree of disappointment with this energy. Okay. 8 of Cups. You know, I've been kind of in my readings trying to clarify a bit more with these cards, because I know I kind of say the same things with them, because there's just certain points with these cards that are just relevant when it comes to relationships. But this does, at a deeper level, tell us that there was some degree of disappointment from this person's side, all right? Whatever the case is, right? And I've said this before in past readings, that whenever somebody leaves a situation, it doesn't matter who they are, all right? If it's been something that's been long, there's an investment, whether that was time, money, or whatever. There was something that was invested, right? So you're throwing it away, leaving it. So really walking away means that you're throwing away. It's not like you can go rewind and get that time back. You can't, all right? So there is always some type of loss, even if a person voluntarily leaves the situation, all right? So, but again, this person suggesting isn't talking because they either have to leave or they just voluntarily leave. I don't know. But it shows disappointment with this card. And also there was a lot of uncertainty or something going through their mind. So it sounds like this went from a happy, rosy picture to I gotta leave. For whatever reason. Maybe you guys couldn't get along with each other. All right. And it also shows here the 5 of Cups and the 3 of Cups spilled, which implies that there was something that was upsetting or disappointing. Just didn't work out. So we have Ace come out here, but I'm not going to take it. What's holding this person back from coming to... So it says Page of Wands reversed. I couldn't even answer the question. It was like shooting cards at me. I said, what's holding this person back? It says Page of Wands reversed. What would be interfering with the Page of Wands? It says conflict or past fight. This is a real problem here, because what it says is that this person can't even start it. So the page when it's upright is somebody that will take a chance, take the wand. This could be a messaging card. It can talk about somebody that's going to be bold to reach out, do something, just see where it goes, see if they can get you on a coffee date. But the reversal here is somebody that's fumbling the football, doesn't know if they can or not, or choosing deliberately not to. In other words, it's wasted potential, all right? There may be reasons behind that, but in this case, it's saying some concern around conflict, competition, but I would assume there could be some potential for disagreement, or perhaps they feel like it would be a bit of a challenge, all right? This person may also have the sense that trying to reinitiate something could be difficult to do so. It's not saying it's impossible, it just would be difficult. All right. So it's almost implying that that could be holding them back a bit. What is their near future intentions towards the sign of Libra? It says to let go. Why are we doing this reading then? I mean, well, I suppose we're doing it, but it says Page of Swords here. So there is curiosity around those Two of Wands. In other words, this person's... Okay, here's my final opinion here, Libra. This person may, I think for the most part, be done with this connection. That's what I'm looking at here. It does reflect on somebody that did seem to get along with you at one point. It's now showing, from their standpoint, a transition energy. Again, I kind of went over that with you. All right. It kind of, from their standpoint, looks like you're probably a person that's just choosing your next path or person or whatever like that. All right. So from their standpoint, their relevance probably is very little or low or absent. All right. In your mind. All right. This person's just flat out not talking because it just says, well, the connection ended, they walked away, they left. So again, it's not really citing any specific reason other than just having to leaving the situation. This person doesn't see like there's a potential really without it being difficult or some type of conflict with you. Although it probably would suggest that there is some interest, but their mind is kind of suggesting it wouldn't work. All right. This is telling us potential that maybe depending on what happens here, they will just move on. So how that really changes, I don't know, but that's what the tarot's saying. Good luck to you. Still got a couple more signs, and I think I'm running behind here. But hopefully you got something out of that, all right? Alrighty. Scorpio. Scorpio. Got to do Scorpios. Where are my Scorpios? Is that 100? Scorpio. Where are my Scorpios at? All right. Tell me about a person our Scorpios are not talking to. Who is this person and what can we know about this person? What can we know? Hope all of you are doing great. The card comes out. It says a King of Pentacles. All right. So this could be an earth sign of some sort to state the obvious. All right. This may be a mature male of some sort. A lot of the readings today have kind of suggested younger or older energy. Someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s. All right. Or maybe a little bit older, but generally, king energy is established energy in some way, shape, or form. All right. Tell us about this person that's been described as King of Pentacles. How do they feel about Scorpio? The person that's not talking with Scorpio. How do they feel? Okay, so we have the Four of Swords here. It's reversed. How else do they feel? They have Death here. So this person is, I'm almost willing to place money, is leaning on that things have transitioned to a new spot or place in life where potentially there could be reconnection potential here. All right. if there was any problems or issues between you and this person the last time, it may not be for all of you, all right? But for some of you, if you had some problems, you know, something came up or whatever, all right, or it's a difficult breakup, there's normally that period, right, where things are the most rough or there's friction, you know. Obviously, people leaving each other, it's never leaving a positive impression on either one of you, but there's that recovery phase where you just came out of something, all right? This is suggesting an ending of that. That's moved on, all right? And death here is suggesting the potential for the wreckage of the past to be moved on or put in the past and for something new, all right? With every ending is a new chapter, all right? So this person is showing energy in their feelings that they feel the situation is potentially improved, or maybe something's changed between the both of you, all right? Potentially a platform for something new to start. We also, I split the deck here on 5 of Pentacles reversed. I'm going to take that too. And we have Crossroads behind it. It's very strong energy here. Wow, and even that. Fuck, I want to take all of that. Maybe I won't. But I was going to take those two as 10 of Cups here. This shows somebody that's wanting a, again, to reemerge and potentially maybe propose the idea, well, lead it towards that direction of determining which way it'll go. Maybe it will go back to that 10 of Cups energy. Something passionate between both of them. All right. Why is this person not talking with Scorpio? So it says Ace of Wands reversed. So that is implying there's just been no potential or no opportunity has come their way to do so, or there's been delays of some sort. There's been, but it is citing nonetheless some type of wasted energy. All right. What potential reasons could cause that? A, you don't want to talk to them. Their number's blocked. You were dating somebody else. You told them specifically you never want to hear from them again. You moved out of state to a different place. They did reach out and then you told them you're not interested. They did reach out and you said you don't want dinner or you don't want, you know, I don't know. Or maybe you just gave them the impression that you were defensive towards them. I don't know. But a lot of things could cause delays. The Ace of Wands is great because in the tarot, anything to do with the Cups and the Wands energy is most suitable for relationships. The Pentacle energy really just is something that comes after that, but it's really what creates the emotions, the love, the infatuation with one another. So the Wands energy is always kind of describing a person's ability to just kickstart something off. They're putting direct effort or action or attempting to make something passionate. You know, if we look at like flirting, the behavior of flirting, if you're doing that with somebody, right? What is the purpose of that? It's so that you like them more, all right? This is showing that this person, I don't know, either hasn't seen that opportunity or it just hasn't happened. And I gave you a couple of reasons why that could be. What is this person wanting with Scorpio? So it says the moon here, but reversed. So this person seems to want some sort of clouding or unknown period to end. Why do they tell us more about the moon reversed? So it says 9 of Wands. I'm not going to take that. Clarify the moon reversed. So we have the page here. Again, I'm strongly getting the impression here, Scorpio, that this is a person that wants to reconnect with you, but feels very disconnected from you. All right. If I had to take a strong guess, this would be somebody that, you know, again, fell out of contact with you, is now rethinking about you, and maybe they've even searched up your profile or something like that. All right. they may not have all the answers and whether it's a good idea to reapproach you again or not, but it does kind of suggest that interest to want to, all right? But they just feel like there hasn't really been the best time. Another reason for this could also just be like, maybe it's too soon for me to come back around, all right? Worried about rejection. Page is very good here because that could suggest them giving you a romantic gesture of some sort and you reciprocating to it. Showing, basically, in plain English, you would be interested in their romantic advances. You look good in those clothes. Oh yeah? Why don't you come tell me in person? I think I could. Let me put my fish down. I would prefer if you don't use that retarded language. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Hopefully this person has hit puberty. All right. What is holding this person back from Scorpio? It says the Three of Cups. That is talking again. That'd be in line with the Ace of Wands, because this can be a card of reconnecting, getting back together, doing something social, fun. Seems to be an absence of that. Why is that so hard for them? This person that's not talking about Scorpio, why is it so hard to re-engage Scorpio with the Three of Cups energy? Why is that so hard? So it says the Seven of Cups. Too many choices, too many possibilities, confusion, uncertainty. If this person came around to Scorpio, how would Scorpio potentially feel? Eight of Cups. So you left the situation, or it's an ending. Well, that doesn't really tell us too much, because it's just citing that it's almost like it's like saying, like, you'd feel like, yeah, that's just the person I left, or they left, or whatever. But it doesn't really tell us truly. I mean, it does describe disappointment, so I guess there would be some element that you are looking at it from, like, yeah, that's just something from the past. Why is Scorpio's interest to this person low? So it says Knight of Cups here. You may not feel satisfied with how this person's approaching you or the way they approach you, because perhaps they only show up in this Page energy and you just don't feel that that's good enough. The Knight of Cups would be a lot stronger in their approach. In other words, like the difference between the Page and the Knight here would be, if we're looking at the Page, it would be somebody that would just be like sending you a Facebook update or something. As I said earlier in the reading, like, oh, I like your dress, or I like, you know, something you're doing, all right? Or it's like leaving you a very simple comment that someone could interpret as maybe someone flirting with them or trying to get their approval or something like that, right? All right. But the Knight of Cups is somebody that would more approach with, hey, you know, I really miss you, blah, blah, blah. And I was just wondering if, you know, would you be interested in maybe just coming out to a dinner date? I'll make all the plans. I'll make everything. You just show up, you know, so you can see the difference, right? One's more direct, decisive, confident in their approach and whatever, and another is just kind of wishy-washy. Let's just see where it goes. So it's just saying that for some of you Scorpios, that is the factor or the problem here. You just don't feel like this person's maybe putting in enough effort. I don't know. What do we conclude out of this reading? This does seem to me like it is a mature person who's probably been around the block a bit, all right? Maybe some of their drive or their pizzazz has dropped a little bit, so they're not as, you know, passionate like they used to be. I don't know if that's a factor here. This person seems to kind of see a potential with you, Scorpio, but, and it's also suggesting a possibility of them wanting to come back in the fold with you, but it's showing delays. I think this person is a little bit like, you know, could probably try a bit harder. Their energy kind of suggests they kind of see a block and they just turn away. All right. Your energy does show lower interest towards them, but it does imply, as I said at the end here, that if they approached you the right way, you'd be more interested. All right. What do I think is going to happen in the near future? I think this person's probably, I don't know. I think they're going to be a little bit reserved here. I'd be hard pressed if they would reach out to you, but if they did, it's probably going to be something very trivial, like, again, this what I described at this page here. All right. Good luck to you. But hey, at least you got someone that's interested in you. Better than nothing. Hi, Scorpio. I bought you some digital flowers. I could have bought the real thing, but you know me. I was trying to save some money. They look just as good as the real things. Sagittarius. Hope all of you had a good work week. It is a Friday, so you know what that means. You get to sit and watch me read tarot. Tell me about the person our Sagittarius are not talking to. Who is this person and what can we know about them? All right. It says the 5 of Wands reversed, so we've got some Leo energy here. This may be a person that either A, you gave up on entirely, or B, you just kind of, you did kind of fight around for this person a lot, but you gradually just, I don't know, again, started to kind of quit or try less. So this could have been a person, too, that you just got to the point where you were asking the question of, what's the point? All right. For others of you, if that never changed, we could also flip it. It could be suggesting, again, there's no real ways to know, but it could also be suggesting somebody that gave up on you. Maybe they stopped trying. How does this person feel about Sagittarius? This person that's not talking with Sagittarius. So it says the 3 of Cups. We got some Cancer energy here. How else do they feel towards Sagittarius? Give me another card. It says King of Wands reversed. So this person's not taking any action. This person does recognize there was some degree of loss here. So they kind of feel that things are stalled or stuck right now. The fact that the 3 of Cups reversed is still in their energy is kind of negative here, if I'm honest. This could suggest that this person, for some of you, could have been a recent person that left the situation or a relationship that ended here. We have the Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles that came out for whatever reason. I'll keep it as a top energy, but this can also talk about somebody that's been ruminating about how to move things forwards or why it didn't move forwards. Why is this person not talking with Sagittarius? It says because things were imbalanced or there's too many balls in the air. In other words, there was too many issues potentially. Or they felt that there was going to be too many problems. Couldn't get it stable. This can also talk about back and forth. 1 minute it works, then it doesn't. Capricorn energy there. What is this person wanting with Sagittarius? Card comes out. For things to heal and move on. So again, this reading is highly suggestive of more so somebody from a recent separation. Again, 3 to 6 months. High chance of that here. All right. But again, for some of you, I know it's been a bit longer, and that's fine. But this, for a person to want this, tells me that it's still in this phase. All right. When the Four of Swords is there, it can talk about people taking a time out away from each other, not talking. We're doing a reading about that. But the Four of Swords, when it's reversed, is we're past that now. When we can move on to something better. All right. Especially if this person feels that it would be like a fresh start. You know, like you and me, you know, we could hit it off again. What is holding this person back from coming towards Sagittarius? What is the biggest thing holding them back? We have Seven of Pentacles. Why is that the problem? Actually, I don't need to clarify that, but whatever. It says Knight of Swords. I don't really know where the Knight fits in here, but it is talking about what's holding this person back is a reflection to some extent about what they've got. Now there is the results. The Seven of Pentacles is actually a nice card, but it paints two pictures. And one basically is looking at the positive of something, what you did receive, what went well, what went right, but it's also kind of looking at what didn't go well, all right? You know, it doesn't matter what you do in life, all right? There's just going to be things that work, things that don't, all right? Only question is, did you get more good than you did bad? In this case, it's looking at that. It's saying it's a factor. So this is implying that this person is questioning, what did I actually get out of this? You know, so they're looking, as much as they're still entertaining the idea of coming back around to you or seeing potential, all right? There's, again, that energy we saw earlier about questioning or rumination about how things move forwards or the problems with it, and there's also somebody evaluating what they got out of it. So this person is kind of questioning, is the juice worth the squeeze? If this person came around to Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius potentially feel about them showing back up? We have this Eight of Swords here. I think I'm going to take that. Potentially. I'm going to have the Queen of Wands here too. Shit, maybe I'll take that too. My initial impression, without even shuffling here, is that you would be very skeptical about taking this person back. Right? I had another reading that was very similar to that. If this person came back around to Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius potentially feel about... We got Crossroads energy here. I'll take that. I don't know. That's 3 cards. In my impression here, Sagittarius, is I think a lot of you would be very cautious about wanting to take this person back. All right. What would bother Sagittarius the most is this Eight of Swords. What would cause Sagittarius to be in the Eight of Swords about this person? Wah, wah. So we have this Queen here that's reversed. We've got a double Queen here. Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed. I don't know if I care about this person anymore. Or basically, you may have some attraction to them, but it's talking about the emotional feelings are just not quite what they used to be. And for some of you, it could be entirely absent. All right. In my opinion, that is a reason to question it, because you would be kind of saying, is it worth it? Like, I don't know if I can love this person again. All right. Right now, we've got a king and a queen that are both reversed. So there is definitely something that I'm not seeing here as a reason for that. All right. But hey, what's the positive here? You are getting a person that is definitely reevaluating whether a start is possible with you. It does show them still thinking about it and reflecting on what they did and didn't get out of it. All right. I don't think you'll hear from this person right now, unfortunately. All right. But who knows? I don't know what will change. But I do think overall they still have interest in you. All right. I think they're waiting on some clue. Something to just kind of give them a clue if it could work or not. Capricorn, are you excited? I'm doing your sign. All right. Yes, Wes. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Although it didn't really sound very enthusiastic. Tell us about the person our Capricorns are not talking to. Who's this person? What can we know about them? What can we know? Card comes out in my lap. It says the Strength reversed. This may be a person that felt that dealing with you was too much of a challenge. It was too difficult. They gave up on it or they lost confidence. It's Leo energy. Okay. This can be when a challenge of some sort is just too great. You're like that Atlantic tuna, Capricorn, that is just it's too much to handle. How does this person feel about Capricorn? This person that seems to have suffered some type of confidence issues towards Capricorn. So it says the Four of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn energy. So we have Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords come out. Question is, which one was first? Well, we'll just keep them together. All right, whatever. What don't they have clarity on, or what is bothering them? This person that's not talking with Capricorn, what are they confused about? We have this Ace here. I'm gonna take that, and we have the Knight of Swords after that. But I'll just keep the Ace. This is a person that I feel Capricorn has the sense that things have moved on between the both of you. All right, they still have interest though. It's showing that with the Ace of Wands. All right, but going to the Ace of Swords reverse shows us that there's something that they're uncertain about. All right. I think their intention is actually, in some ways, to come towards you, or at least that's what they're wanting, all right? Despite things being kind of, over between the both of you, all right? It seems to me like this is a person that is probing or looking or wondering when an opportunity will show up, all right? I like how those cards shows this girl here extremely surprised. So it almost gives a clue that this person's wondering if there's a surprise opportunity or something will just spontaneously happen. I don't know. Like, they'll just wake up and see Capricorn in their bed with them. They're like, how did you get here? I'm amazed. I'm just kidding. All right. It may also feel for some of you that you have moved on, Capricorn, that you don't really have much interest in them right now, or you're giving them impression of that. All right. What is the reason this person's not talking with Capricorn? It goes to Ace of Cups reversed, and it went over the Ace of Wands like that. So it's almost implying that there's been no opportunity for a new romantic beginning. None. That's why they're not talking. There's just Capricorn's been shut off. Don't know what Capricorn's doing. Capricorn is asleep at the wheel. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm throwing fuel in the fire. All right. I have not. All right. Well, this person just feels that overall there hasn't been a chance, I guess, to reconnect with you. Things keep getting in the way. Perhaps you just have other suitors that are distracting you, Capricorn. Or maybe this person feels like you wouldn't be interested. I don't know. What would be causing the Ace of Cups to be reversed? What would be potentially a reason of something getting in the way? What could be getting in the way? It says Wheel of Fortune reversed. Things not going their way, bad timing, bad luck, bad everything. It's not the right time. All right. Well, evidently this person feels that they're just kind of... It's like, what can I do? What is this person wanting with Capricorn? Wow, that was just leaning out like that, so I'm going to take that. I think this person still has emotional and romantic interest in you. Looks like they're still holding their cup. Capricorn just doesn't want my cup. I'll just hold it. That's okay. I can sit and wait. What would happen if this person came and offered their cup to Capricorn unexpectedly? My God, it actually shows that you would be interested. Damn, I mean, you already got your clothes off. I mean, good Lord. Some of you would be very interested in that. And it shows Ten of Swords reversed. That's a really bad combo because that's almost like putting the negative and the bad behind us, because this is the swords coming out. Let's have some makeup. You know what? That's got makeup, you know what, written all over it. I can't use certain words to get flagged for it. Thanks to the YouTube authoritarian gods. Because the minute that you say that word, it can be deemed as sexual content. You're saying something. Stupid. Whatever. What's holding this person back right now? So it says the Four of Wands here reversed. So this can be a failed connection, instability between the both of you. But in my opinion, that's kind of a vague reason, Capricorn. But it does talk about sometimes dysfunction or disharmony in connections, all right? Also, no movement, no progress. Things stall. What is my final impressions of this reading? I think this is a person that still has interest in you. That's the positive here. They seem to be very poor at finding the right opportunity to approach you. Whether that's just their mind telling them that, and that's actually probably not true. Maybe there has been opportunities, and this person keeps making up reasons why it's not like, oh yeah, it's probably not going to work. I better not waste my time, even though I want to, but maybe I won't. Okay, this person may be doubting themselves, and it shows that here. This is a person that doubts themselves or has a lack of confidence. The strength, if it was upright, would tell us about somebody that would take the chance, would believe in themselves, that will find a way. This is showing the opposite of that. This is a person that probably feels that it doesn't matter what I do, I get unlucky. Poor me. It always happens to me, right? I think this person may have a bit of a mindset that could imply, okay, not a victim mindset, but they may feel that things get in the way a lot, and it's not their fault, you know, and they may potentially have reasons or excuses sometimes, which are more, you may feel is a bit more than necessary. But nonetheless, what it does say is that I guess when they're in their element, they are a passionate person. This person may be someone that likes to get around, do stuff, has an emotional side to them, so it does suggest interest in you, right? Surprisingly, per the tarot, whether this is actually true or not, it almost implies that some of you may be interested in, you know, reconnecting with this person. Maybe you just haven't seen this person in a long time. I don't know. All right. Unfortunately, right now, the only real true negative here is it's kind of suggesting things are a bit stuck. All right. So I don't know what this person's going to do. I get a sense that they may actually approach you, for some of you, or attempt to. All right. Especially if you know this person to be someone that's good with the words. Your heart is like this chicken tender, baby. I was just looking at it when I ordered it from KFC. It's hot and tender and warm on the inside. Just like you. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm done. Good luck to you, Capricorn. And whatever you're doing in there. Some of you are like, I am closed for business. Forever. Forever. Aquarius. What do we got here? We got Fortune. You go back there. All right. Hope all of you are doing great. Second to last sign. Let's get this done. Tell me about the person our Aquarius are not talking to. Who's this person? What can we know about them? It says a Queen of Wands. All right. Tell us about Queen of Wands. What is the interest in that? Let's use this deck. Tell us more about the Queen of Wands. What can we know about that? It says the Star reversed. So it is Aquarius energy. I'm going to take those. What is that suggesting? Star reverse going to Queen of Wands. What about this person? So we have the Six of Cups here. So it's talking about some type of nostalgia here. It's the only thing I can extract from this. Let's see what else comes out and we'll come back to this. Tell us about this person that potentially has some nostalgia for Aquarius. How do they feel about Aquarius? So Ace of Swords is reversed. So this person feels there's not much transparency or known, or you're kind of a bit of a mystery right now. And we have the King here. We got a King and a Queen. How else does this person feel towards Aquarius? So we have the Nine of Cups, but it's horizontal here. Why is that horizontal? And their feelings towards Aquarius. So this is a person that's questioning whether something could be successful or not. But there's also with Justice trying to make something right or bring it into balance. How does this person, and we got the King again, so double King here. How does this person see Aquarius? That's too many cards, we're not going to take that. Person that's not talking with Aquarius, how do they see Aquarius? Six of Swords. So they've seen you, as far as they're concerned, they've seen you basically move on. What is causing transparency issues or communication problems? It says a Tower moment. Here's my impression so far, Aquarius. This is a person that essentially is still attracted to you. There's some type of nostalgia suggesting that this person is reflecting from the past. We get it from the Star energy reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. I think this person is still somebody that finds you either attractive, interesting, in some way, shape, or form. All right? This person seems to be, it's almost implying that whatever this Tower was about, so some type of disruption between the both of you that was quite significant, all right, kind of divided the both of you. I'm not sure what that could be, but oftentimes Towers can talk about major life events or life changes. Something changes between the both of you that you know, one goes a different direction, the other, again, kind of split direction. So it's talking about not something little, something big that can tear you guys apart. Yeah, these are oftentimes situations where it goes from I'm trying to make this work to I can't make this work anymore. All right. Justice is interesting that shows up in energy because you don't really see it too much in the tarot readings, but it is implying if somebody's in that energy that there is some sort of imbalance that's going on and an intent to want to make that right. All right. So going over Nine of Cups energy is telling us that it is a card that can talk about the balance between something that's unsuccessful and something that is successful. All right. So I think this person does have some interest to want to make something work, but just doesn't At least that's in their intention, but I don't think they know how to do that. But the Ace of Swords reversed can tell us is a bit of an issue there. Maybe it's because you guys just aren't talking. I don't know. This person does see you that you've moved on. All right. I think this person does show interest from a more long-term standpoint. This person may be a homebody quite a bit. Or you tried to have a long-term connection or some type of going in that direction, like we could have been husband-wife type thing, if you believe in that. This person may also not know where you stand on something, Aquarius. Like, they may feel that some particular issue does bother you and they may be aware of it, or they may wonder to themselves what your true, like maybe you expressed you had issues with something in the past and now they're kind of wondering how big of a factor is it now? Like, are you still bothered by it? What is this person wanting with Aquarius? Says 5 of Cups reversed. So if there was some sort of disappointing period, this person wants to exit that. How do we go from things sucking to things being great? How do we do that? Are you interested? I don't want to eat a suck sandwich anymore. But I'd love to have an Aquarius sandwich. This person is second guessing their choices. What is holding this person back overall? Give us another indication. So we got 2 cards here. All right. So we got 5 of Wands reversed and the King of Cups. I'm hesitant to take that, but I'll take it. I think this person is, again, overall, there's some suggestion that there's some degree of friction between the both of you, all right? I think this could be an Aquarius that potentially was interacting or investing time into somebody where you kind of felt that either this person was just choosing to do something else. Maybe at one point they gave you the right kind of impressions and you did have a good time, but then for whatever reason their behavior changed, all right? And it started to dissolve because of that, all right? Anything to do with, like, somebody not following through, all right? Or just kind of like, I don't know, especially if there's any game playing or anything like that kind of stuff, could have been a factor here, all right? I think this person still has romantic interest in you, Aquarius, but they seem to be blocked by this kind of like, there's like some wall between the both of you right now. They're in nostalgic energy. It does seem to suggest that they still have a reflection of you, and I think they do wonder what you're doing, but it's not really showing that they have clarity around that, right? They may also get a sense of resistance from you if they were to come around. If this person came around back to Aquarius, how would Aquarius feel about that? So it says the Knight of Pentacles here horizontal. So some of you would that could go either way. So it's kind of implying that some of you, I think, would question whether this would even go anywhere. What would determine what would be the determining factor of upright versus reverse? It says the 6 of Wands, how successful it was. So what does that tell us there, Aquarius? If this person came around, what it's really saying is your first thing would be evaluating whether this is even going anywhere or not. I mean, I think that's just obvious, you know, not really anything eye-opening here, all right? But that also does kind of give us a clue that for some of you are in some ways would almost be expecting it to fail, right? Like, you're like, I already know what I got last time. It's probably not going to fail. But it does indicate a portion of you would be open to the idea of exploring it. In other words, you're not shutting it off completely. It's just like, we'll see. All right. So if it starts going in the way you like it, it's saying some of you would entertain it again. So this is clearly not a person it's suggesting you've completely written off. That's what's relevant. All right. What can Aquarius expect from this person in the near future? Oh, my God. It's suggesting this person may come around to offer their cup again, see if you're open to the idea. I'm not saying that this person's going to be, knocking your socks off, but it does suggest that Ace of Cups a potential for a new romantic beginning, or somebody that's trying to sell you that idea or give you the impression that's what they're wanting, all right? All right. Again, it is implying that there is some romantic interest on their side, all right? I would assume that there's some attraction for you, Aquarius, something that you do, or I don't know, that they like. All right. That's what I got for you. Take it or leave it. Leave me a like if you got something out of that, all right? Pisces, you are my last sign. Let's make it a good one. How about the person our Pisces are not talking to? Who is this person and what can we know about them? What can we know? Person that's not talking with Pisces, what can we know about them? We have the Nine of Cups. I'm not going to take that. I'm just not. I'm just not. Use a different deck. Person that's not talking with Pisces. What can we know about this person? Okay. Come on now. This deck. It's a brand new deck, and it's just a problem. All right, whatever. We take this. We've got 9 of Swords reversed here. So we got Gemini energy. We have Star. Okay. So this is a person here that potentially was, it's implying in some ways, was kind of stressed out at one point about this situation, but seems to have improved or healed past that. So what would have put them in a state of stress? I don't know. All right, but that does imply that there was something that was bothering this person quite a bit. All right, but the Star is positive because it does tell us that they came out of it, which probably means finally I can come back to Pisces. Maybe they were stressed out after hiding their 20 Tinder dates. Oh my God, Pisces found out. It's been like 3 months. I can finally heal past this and come back to Pisces. We'll reach out to Pisces. I'm just kidding. I'm exaggerating here. All right, we do have the Three of Swords that came out reversed. I think this person's over. If there was some type of separation period or difficult period, whether there was arguing, fighting, who knows? If that was the case or not, doesn't have to be. It's talking about some type of separation period that's ending. All right, this person's over it. At least they're telling themselves that. How do they feel towards Pisces? This person that's not talking with Pisces. How do they feel about Pisces? So it's showing they're a little bit undecided. But that could be because they don't know where you stand. How else do they feel towards Pisces? Oh my God, come on now. One more card. Says judgment. So this person is interested in potentially a fresh start. What is causing them to be in the Two of Swords energy? What factors? So it says the world reversed here. So this person is in a thinking energy because they were evaluating something that didn't work between you and them. It didn't work. Pisces told me that they wanted seafood, you know, because they were a fish, and I took them to a steakhouse, and they left me. I suppose I shouldn't do that again. We also have this king here that came out, King of Cups reversed. Tell us about the King of Cups reversed. Why is it reversed? What can we know about that? And then there's the Nine of Swords. How about that? We're going to take that. And we have the King, or the Queen of Cups reversed right after that. I'm going to take that. What are we seeing with this picture here? All right. We've got a king and a queen, both reversed with their hearts shut off. And we've got this idea of stress or worry. Sounds like, I don't know, it could have been, this is the part where I couldn't give a solid answer, but it could be suggesting one person started getting cold to the other, and then the other started getting like, okay, they don't love me anymore. And then things started to kind of mirror each other. All right. You don't love me, then I'm not going to love you. All right. Or it's both people just shut off from each other. All right. So it keeps indicating some sort of tension or stress or overthinking. What was causing this overthinking? What can we know? I'm going to Chariot here. This way, that way. Split the deck on. I'm going to take that. Which tells us that there was probably some concern about which way the relationship was going. Right? And following right after that, look at this. We've got people here. Perhaps somebody was giving the impression that they weren't really sure. Maybe there's other suitors. Maybe I'm not done at the bars yet. I think this person could have been, I don't know, there was some degree of uncertainty going on in this connection. Even the cats. Jeez, even the cats, you see that, are celebrating in the background there. I don't know what club allows cats, but... All right. Probably because Three of Cups can talk about other romantic suitors. This way, that way. What is the reason they're not talking with Pisces? This is Queen of Wands. It doesn't really tell us. What is the problem with the Queen of Wands? It says a King of Wands. Wow. Suggesting they're not taking action to their queen for some reason. Lazy king? Just kidding. Maybe he was intimidated by that massive dragon in the background. I don't know. So we've got some symbolic energy here, or not symbolic, synergistic energy here, which tells us that both have shared interest or qualities. But for some reason, one's... Oh. We have a Tower reversed, maybe waiting for the rubble to clear. So this king may be waiting for the right moment. So it must have been a blowout. It's showing the reversal here, which can be waiting for the wreckage to clear. What is this person wanting from Pisces? Oh, God, that's too many cards. Maybe I'll take this. It says Ace of Swords reversed. So my assumption is they want some type of transparency or clarity over something. What do they want clarity over? If their queen still loves them. Wow. All right. So this person apparently wants clarity to figure out where do you stand? Are you still interested? What's holding this person back? What is the main thing that's holding this person back? It says the Hermit reversed, and it went over the Ace of Swords reversed. So it's saying the main thing that's holding this person back is the lack of understanding or clarity or wondering where your emotions stand towards them. I don't think Pisces loves me anymore. If this person just, for whatever reason, came around back to Pisces, how would Pisces feel about that? It says, some of you would be interested. Wow, maybe this person's overcomplicating it. What about for Pisces that, and I don't know what it is about your sign, but I always find that there seems to be people that are like, I don't love this person anymore. What is it that's a Pisces that's saying that they don't have an interest in this person? What does the tarot think about that? So it says the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Tell us one more. Just High Priestess, that doesn't tell me anything. Why is the Queen reversed? Why would be the Queen of Pentacles reversed? We got the Ace here of Cups. I'm going to take that. So it's going to the World reversed, and we already had that. I'm going to take that. We had the World here reversed. So what it's basically saying is, in some ways, which kind of ruins the message a little bit, but it's saying some of you would absolutely take this person back. If they just showed up, I guess they rubbed you the right way. It's showing they have interest in you, but it's showing that they don't really know where you stand. All right? But I'm assuming if they came around and they really knew where you stood, maybe things would change. All right? But it's, on the other hand, for the others of you, it's saying that some of you would just do that. You would reject this person. All right? Citing the World reversed. It didn't work. I want to learn. I learned my lesson. I'm done. All right. The Queen, when she's in reverse stance, and it's what it's saying, Queen of Pentacles reversed, is somebody that is basically stubborn or militant, not changing her mind. All right. The problem with the Queen of Pentacles is that there could be a lot of reasons why she got like that, and some of you may cite reasons for that, and that's fine. But it does talk about rigid behaviors. In other words, this is how it is, and I don't care what they say. That's just how it is, because this is how I do things now, and I don't deviate from that. That's what I do. This is what I do. And, all right. It's almost implying that they could, if they wanted to, come towards you and offer their cup, but you're going to be like, no. It's just because it didn't work the last time. It's, And some of you may also feel that you are worried about, that it could be a lesson that comes back around and blows up in your face. I don't know. That's what I got for you, Pisces. Overall, this is a person that still has interest in you, all right? What they're truly going to do, I don't know, all right? Seems to have been some sort of confusion that kind of tore things apart. It's at least suggesting that in the tarot. Okay? You can fill in the blank with that. It does show that whatever this period of confusion or stress or whatever it is has come to an end with this person, and they are looking at you with rose-colored glasses. All right. There seems to be matching energy here, which is positive. All right, but two different potentials at the end here. So I don't know where you would fit yourself. Some of you don't even want this person, and that's fine. All right. Thanks for watching, Pisces. That's what I got for you. Good luck to you, and enjoy your weekend. It is Friday after all. All right. And leave me a like if you got something out of that. All right. Bye, guys.